You have two types of approaches. One is critics of the corporation working from outside the system who are activists or non-governmental organizations, NGOs, or pressure groups of various sorts, and they try to exert change on, or impact companies and get them to change by criticizing them and publicizing things that they do. And then you have the kind of work that the difference makers have done, which says, look, we see that there's a system out here, it's based in the market. Let's use some of the mechanisms that exist in that system to create reform for companies. And so you had the evolution, for instance, over the last 30 years or so, of the social investment movement, which takes things like investor interest in a company and says, hey, look, we're interested in more than just maximizing shareholder returns. We also care about the environment. We want our children's children to have a future. We care about the ethics of how you produce your goods and services. We care about what kind of safety regulations you have in place. And so they'll do that through putting money in companies that have better practices and not in companies that don't have better practices. They also use the mechanism of the shareholder resolution to submit shareholder resolutions to get companies to change. And actually it's a success when a company says, okay, we'll do what you want, will you withdraw the resolution if we do that? That you can count that as a success because you've gotten what you want. They put accountability mechanisms in place or standards that companies have said, yes, in fact, we agree that these are important things to live up to. We'll sign on to those principles or those standards. There's been an explosion of all of those kinds of things. And the difference makers have been some of the pioneering people who have actually put in place some of those things.